Hey guys, welcome to our first week of media. You probably see the funny flashing lights behind me, and that's my dog Griffey. Say hi, Griffey. He'll probably be walking around our video today. This is my home makerspace. You'll get a quick tour of it here in just a minute, but I wanted to let you know a little bit about what we're learning about today. So you might be able to see here this funny contraption. Does anybody know what that is? We're going to use it, and then I'm going to teach you how you can make one at home to have a little fun. But first, let's tour our makerspace. Say hi, Griffey. There he is. Hi, Griffey boy. Hey, boys and girls, we're going to walk down my stairs into my basement and our makerspace, which will also be our learning area for the next few days. So you'll notice I have my sewing area. I'm doing a lesson with 4th, 5th, and 6th grade on how to make these masks that doctors and nurses can use, so I'll be donating those. You'll see lots of books and activities around our home. We love holiday lights, so we actually leave those up all year round because they make us happy. We've got a little art station, the TV, a special cage for Griffey because when we are gone, he can get into quite a bit of trouble. He's still a puppy. And you'll see my big bookshelf and my comfy couch. And then you'll probably see that stool there with the Mercy Watson book that maybe you got to tune into. That's where I've been recording all of our story time. And then we have a Lego table, which might be featured in another lesson. So I'm going to get started with our lesson here. Does anyone know what this is? Oh, it's called a catapult. Let me teach you all about it and how it works. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that tour of our makerspace. It's not as great as the one as Maddox, but it's going to work and we're going to have so much fun here while we're away from school. So I want to show you a little bit about our catapult. A catapult is a tool that was developed a long time ago, and it has a few parts. This one's pretty complicated. We won't be building one quite like this. But it's got this long spoon that can be pulled back, and it's attached to this gear here. And so when I pull it, you might be noticing these long pieces are coming closer together. Those long pieces are attached to some string, which when I pull this, it creates tension. This is all science. We're talking about energy here. So as these pull a little tighter, 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 it's getting a different amount of energy to then launch forward. This piece of wood right here is controlled by a long string. As I pull this back and set it into place, I can leave my wood piece there, and it gets kind of locked in the edges or the notches of the gear. And then I take my big long string, put my cotton ball at the end there. I'm going to take my big long string and I'm going to very carefully pull this and see if my cotton ball can make it into my basket. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, it went way too far. Let's try something different. I'm going to pull it back even further this time. And I'm going to place my cotton ball in there. And I'm going to give this string a tug. Oh, so close. Did you see that? It was right in here. I think I'm sounding a little bit like YouTubers. Oh my goodness, who would have ever imagined Mrs. Holcamp would sound like a YouTuber? All right, I'm going to pull it back just a tad bit more. I'm going to set this on here, and I'm going to pull this string. Oh, too far. Bummer. You know what? We could stay here all day and watch Mrs. Holcamp experiment, but that's not any fun. I want you guys to be able to try and build something at home that's really similar to this catapult and make a game. Because remember, boys and girls, STEAM is everywhere. This project is all about science, but we'll get to explore technology maybe next week, or engineering with Legos, or maybe arts, or maybe even some mathematics with coding. Who knows what we'll get into next week, but for this week, let's enjoy some science and a game. Let's gather our materials and meet back, and I'll show you how to make it. Press pause. Here's a list of materials and other resources you can use in this project. 7 popsicle sticks, 3 cotton balls, some small rubber bands, and a plastic spoon. Hey guys, I hope you were able to find your materials If you were not able to find popsicle sticks, I wanted to tell you, you can use a cardboard box. I have a pretty sturdy shoe box here. It's pretty thick material. The only place it really wants to bend is where it's already been folded. If I try and fold this top part here, it's really hard. So that's kind of how a popsicle stick is. It's kind of hard to bend it. So grab some cardboard. I'm sure a grown-up can help you find some around the house. Cut it so it's in rectangles, so about 6 inches long by an inch or an inch and a half. A grown-up could help you with that part. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take 6 of your cardboard pieces or 6 of your popsicle sticks, and you're going to stack them up. Take one popsicle stick and insert it into the bottom. So it's kind of like an alligator mouth. Can you see that? And it's going to chomp down onto this popsicle stick. This part might require some help from a grown-up just because sometimes our fingers need a little bit of a helping hand. I have really tiny rubber bands that I'm working with. It just happened to be what we had laying around in the bathroom that my kids share. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to give these a try just to show you that it can really be any stretchy rubber band. So you're just going to go around the end like so a few times so that it's tight and it's held together. So you'll see I put my rubber band there. And then I'm going to take, another rubber band. See, my stick fell out. That's why sometimes having a helper is a good thing for this. This could really turn into a fun family game, and it could include some math. So I'll tell you a little bit about how to include some math here at the end of the game. So we are going to get another one and put it like there. So it's almost like you're making a big letter T. And then what you'll do is you're going to go over that big popsicle stick and around like that. So it creates a diagonal line. Can you see that diagonal line there? And that just kind of secures this long piece, which it'll help you to hold on to it. Sorry, having a hard time with my words here. So now I've got my popsicle stick in place, my big letter T, and I'm ready to figure out how the spoon's going to work. So now we're ready to try this out. I have my rubber band attached to my spoon, and I have taped this down. Remember, you want your spoon with the curvy side facing down so that when you pull this back and create some tension, like in our other Catapult, it can shoot the cotton ball into the basket. So we're going to give it a try. We're going to see how this works. Ready, set, launch. Oh, it went a little bit too far. It went up and over my basket. I'm going to grab my cotton balls over here that have been launched, and we're going to give it a try. Having this taped really does help because then you can just, use your hands. How funny. I made it into the basket with the spoon and not the cotton ball like I had hoped. You can try this so many different ways, boys and girls. You can find other ideas online on YouTube. And then on the list of materials, you may have seen some QR codes there. You can scan those with a tablet or a device or phone and get other ideas for how to build different kinds of catapults. This isn't the only kind, so you can try lots of different ways. So let's see, I'm going to move my basket just a little bit further away and see if we can launch it. Oh man. Okay, one more try, and then I want you to build and test it out, and we'll talk a little bit about how to turn this into not only a science activity. Yes, I made it! Finally, I made it! Into a math activity. So you can get different size containers and say a big container like this maybe is worth 5 points and a smaller container is worth 10. That's one way to do it. You can also place the basket further away, and just like in basketball, make some 1 point, some 2 points, some 3 point. Or you can also do math by taking the basket out of it altogether. And you can launch your cotton ball here. Sorry, I'm thinking. And then take a measuring tape and measure just how far you're able to launch your cotton ball. Lots of ways to bring math into this. Adding up points if you make it a game. Measuring with a measuring tape. And it can be fun for the whole family. If you have siblings, brothers and sisters, they'll enjoy this. Use cotton balls, something soft so that it's safe. Just remember, have a big open space where you can do this activity. Turn it into a game. If you need to look for other tutorials or you just want to try other designs, please, please, please try all different ways of trying this out, because that's what being a maker is all about. Remember, we talk about STEAM quite a bit in the Learning Commons. We just practiced science and talked about how we can make it math. But I'm hoping that in the next week, we will be able to look at something else, maybe technology, engineering, or arts. I have one more thing to chat about before our lesson is done and before I want you to build your catapult. So stay tuned just a minute more and learn a little bit about digital citizenship. We've talked a lot about this already, but I just want to remind you how to stay safe online. Hey boys and girls, really quick before we end our lesson, I want to remind you how we can stay safe online. You might remember the guys from Common Sense Media, Guts, Arms, Head, and Heart. Well, all of those guys are here to teach us that when we're using our devices, we need to pause and think and sometimes take a break, which is really hard when we're learning from home. We have to be on our devices. So I want you to remember a few key things that we've learned in class. If you're feeling frustrated online, take a break, pause, take a brain break, go stretch, go move your body, go build something for just a minute or two, then go back to the task. Remember, it's okay to pause. If you are on a site that you think maybe you accidentally clicked on, get a grown-up, let them know, click the X, okay? Take care of yourself, find a balance. It will be hard to balance because we will be on devices a little bit. So if you're taking a break from working online with a device, remember, we also want to try and find some time to take those breaks and be active and be thinking creatively. So take those breaks for reading, take those breaks for drawing, take those breaks for building, and just remember, while you're away from school, to be a safe and healthy digital citizen. I'll see you next week. Bye.